Money Attraction, Achieving Financial Prosperity in the 21st Century. In this ebook you'll discover the foundations of the manifestation process and the inbuilt power of your mind to produce whatever truth you prefer. You'll dive into the exploration of your awareness and find that it's among the most unbelievable and exciting domains one may inhabit. Welcome to the endless potentiality that's you. Everything in your life is a consequence of what you understand, what you experience and how you interact with your awareness. These factors make up the elemental source from which everything else develops. Learning about yourself may be the most captivating enterprise one may imagine. Manifesting is a power of consciousness at the inner level, and isn't determined by any outer conditions. We all share the same inside source, no one gets more or less. The sole difference is that a few individuals are more cognizant of it than other people. But, with this and with a favorable attitude to learn, you are able to go as deeply as you want. This is your willingness to explore the unknown. The more you understand about the unknown, the more you really comprehend how little you understand. It makes you modest and brings you back to the domain of wonders, miracles and magic. A domain in which everything is conceivable. Please study this ebook with a wide open mind. You don't have to trust everything that's written here, simply explore as a scientist would do. When you hit a passage that's hard to grasp, take a break and ponder it a while. Let your mind process this fresh information. Read this ebook a couple of times, take your time and produce your own experiences. Chapter 1, The Importance of Recognizing. Most individuals never consider what they wish in their lives. They live without this knowledge or premeditation and become victims of their own condition. Work is simply about a job, to make do financially. Life becomes a series of troubles like choosing to live someplace. Because the rent is inexpensive, never realizing how to be in relationships or becoming ineffective parents. The list carries on and on, you have to see it, inside you there's a hungering for more. Is it meaning, contact or a richer understanding of life? No one has ever acquainted such individuals with the concept of perpetual possibility. As a man thinketh, so is he. A major mode to manifesting the life you wish is to think over what you wish out of life. What is it that you wish to do with your life? A great exercise is to take a sheet of paper and put down the answers to the accompanying questions. What is my deepest want? What would I like to achieve in my lifetime? What would I like to achieve this year? Where would I wish to be in 5 years? Where would I wish to be in 20 years? What am I great at? Check into all fields of your life, your line of work, your relationships, your wellness, your financial state of affairs, how you have fun, how you spend your vacations. After you've put down a list of what you wish to achieve in your life, you'll need to set priorities for them. Simply take the list that you put down and provide every topic 1 to 5 points. 1 becoming the least crucial, to 5 points becoming the most. Now you've priorities in your life, which will help you determine where you wish your attention to be. It's an easy equation. Comprehend simply that you wish to spend most of your time with the number 1 matter on your list. Spend somewhat less time with the number 2 entry on your list, and so forth for numbers 3 through 5. There's no need to slice the day into time slots. Just by doing this exercise you're programming your consciousness to spend time harmonizing with your list. Let's presume you'd like to discover your life partner in the next 2 years, and that this is your chief goal, at the very top of your list. When you check into your thought process at the end of the day and you discover that you've not spent most of your spare time addressing this goal, you've a misalignment, and you might never accomplish your goal. When this occurs, merely realize it and correct accordingly. Working all day only to sit down on your couch and watch television won't get you where you wish to be. You have to take action to manifest your goals. For instance, take action by signing on for a class, enroll in a weekend seminar on a matter that fascinates you, go to a workshop that centers on your interests, spend time at places where you are able to meet individuals. If your goal happens to be that you wish to be a millionaire inside 5 years, and you're spending only 5 minutes of your time every day to achieve this goal, then don't be surprised if your financial state of affairs never alters. There's another crucial aspect of manifestation here that calls for consistency. Let's presume you've made your priority list and everything on your list feels great up to now. It's really crucial that you're in emotional concord with your goals. They have to feel correct to you. If you merely make goals in your mind that are not useful to you, then you'll discover yourself having a difficult time working to accomplish them. What occurs with most individuals' scenario is that they've a goal that feels correct for them, then they begin working at their goal. Put differently, they place their attention into making their goal a fact. A couple of weeks go by and nothing occurs. Now dismay kicks in and the goal for some reason appears unreachable. The motivation is down to zilch. This is the point where you have to feel your dismay. Don't simply place it away or discount it, face it as totally and consciously as you are able to. This may be unpleasant for you, however it will help you get nearer to your goal. How is this? When you wish to alter your reality, you evidently have to do something differently than what you've done previously, so this is where the truth check comes in. You look around and can't see any change. But changes might have already happened in your thinking and conduct. You might have set matters in motion that you can't yet see. Dismay sets in when you presume that matters ought to be happening sooner than you're ready for them. Remember, there are no unrealistic goals, only unrealistic time frames, so feel your dismay and let it resolve. View what you've done and realign your strategies. If one way doesn't lead to success, don't quit at that point, merely attempt another. If you stick with a goal, you'll accomplish it. Occasionally you might push too hard when you simply have to let go and take the pressure off. You question yourself at this point, trusting there's nothing you are able to achieve. Go to the place in your brain where you know you can't bomb. Reading a book or viewing a motivational movie might help to get you realigned with your mighty source. Chapter 2, What do you have to offer? Most successful individuals have something in common. They enjoy what they do. You won't discover wealthy and successful individuals that detest what they do. Talents, each of us is unparalleled, having particular talents and gifts. It's something innately built in all of us, a compounding of energy patterns leading toward a natural kinship for particular issues in life, particular ways of being. Among the most crucial jobs in your life is to discover these talents and gifts inside yourself, which is an acknowledgement of what you've brought into your creation. Let's presume that you're presented a hammer without having any cognition of how to use this tool. Remain with me now. This is a stark oversimplification of a highly crucial aspect of your truth. You're presented nails, but you utilize the incorrect end of the hammer. You can't see any success with achieving your task of beating in the nails. You've the tool but not the cognition of its correct use. Likewise, how may we manage our lives without understanding the many tools usable and their applications? You may even have an instant of enlightened clarity. We may all relate to at last understanding something that had been messing us up. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody had shared the essential info in advance, before going through frustration and maybe surrender? Realizing your own strengths and talents is utterly crucial for any further steps you take in life. Putting them down ought to make them more real to you if you're not used to thinking of them. If you understand your distinctive strengths and gifts, you ought to be able to write them down in a couple of sentences without having to think too much about the procedure. If you're not certain, or you truly have no clue, here are a couple hints that will help you describe them. Remember your childhood. What were the playthings you liked to play with? What were you intrigued with? What did you like most to play? What gifts did you want to get for your birthday and Christmas? What did you aspire to become in your future? Ask your nearest acquaintances. Tell your acquaintances that you wish to reassess your talents and you need a realistic opinion from them. Make certain to ask your acquaintances to be 100% truthful with you. Let them take a new look at you and ask them to blank out what you're doing professionally. Keep it on a personal plane. What do your acquaintances believe you're good at? What do they believe your talents are? What do they urge you ought to do with your life? Ask yourself a couple of questions. Take a notebook and read through these inquiries. Make certain you open your mind and let these questions solidify in your imagination. Don't take these queries too earnestly. Play with them and likewise put down what bobs up spontaneously. These are occasionally the most fundamental answers. These questions are configured to bring your consciousness out of the normal mentality. The most dependable solutions are always discovered outside the normal domain of thinking. Remember, your mind is part of the collective awareness, consequently you've access to all info. Your mind is connected to the infinite source of all cosmos. What would you do if you possessed enough income not to work ever again? What were your ambitions when you were younger? What do you believe is impossible for you to accomplish? What would you do if you acquired $5 million? What would you do if this was the crack of doom? What would you do if you could not bomb? What are your specialties and talents? Do you have a want but don't know how to satisfy it? What do you like most about other people? What would your ideal lifestyle look like? What does success mean for you? What makes you truly happy? What does a perfect day look like for you? What would you do if there were no limitations? What would you be esteemed and recognized for? Where do you view your life in 10 years? If you were immortal, what would you accomplish with your life? What needs to shift to make this a better earth? What are you proud of? What would you like to achieve this year? What would you do differently if you could begin once again? Discovering your strengths and talents is like first constructing the basement for your home. It's your foundation. It's like the dirt from which a solid and beautiful tree may grow. It supplies you with your unique potential. It's the unique endowment that came with you when you were born. You are being asked here to nurture it till it's substantial enough to guide you in your life. Don't blow your time chasing somebody else's ambition or goal or anything that isn't given to you that you can't claim first as your own. Utilize the gifts you came in with or the ones you acquired along the way. You might become really good at something but you'll never discover true, lasting happiness with it if you can't own it totally. Utilize whatever tools you feel comfy with. Attempt to discover a way to dig deeper into yourself. This is your life. And you're worth it. Chapter 3, Things that hold you back. At one point in your lifetime, you might ask yourself why others are so successful with money when you're not. Depending upon how closely you look, you'll have a lot of answers. What's stopping you? Do these sound like something you think? They're just more prosperous than I am, they've better training than I do, they were born into a wealthy family, they're white and have more beneficial opportunities than I do. They already had the revenue to begin a business, they already had the revenue to invest in realty, they're brighter than I am, they're younger than I am, they look better than I do, they likely work harder than I do, the list likely carries on filling many pages. Money is the topic that renders the most notions, followed by the issue of relationships. You might not understand this yet, but your notions are the pattern for your reality. If you knew that, would you designedly create one from the list above? Likely not. As these notions are not supportive at all. These beliefs produce a truth that leaves you playing the dupe, and moreover, keeps you right where you are. You're not bettering your life one bit. Why are we producing these notions in the first place? When we understand that they're not constructive in the least, the answer dwells nature of our consciousness. Most of us were told that there's a universe out there and this universe conditions our truth. It's the common notion that life happens to us. Most of us get these notions supported several times per day. The consequence is that our consciousness becomes imprinted every day with the same message. The message with the same old notion. In the meantime, as grown-ups, we're not even cognizant that our life, as it happens, is constructed around a notion. It becomes a fundamental reality that we prove to ourselves in every moment. So how do we get out of this quandary? We have to take a step backwards and view our notions. Take a sheet of paper and a pencil and put down all the notions you have about income. Don't think excessively, be spontaneous. When you've run out of your own notions, consider what others' notions are about money, then mark each notion with an I or an S depending if the notion is hindering or supportive. Hindering notions don't support producing wealth, supportive notions do. Now, view your list and count every supportive and hindering notion. What is your score? How many hindering notions do you have? And how many supportive notions do you have? Recognize that all the hindering notions don't support the production of fortune. Now, take a fresh sheet of paper, and brainstorm notions that will precisely produce the wealth you'd like to have. When you're done with the list, check out each of your fresh notions and produce a mental picture. Hold this image for at least 10-20 seconds. You might require some practice, but each time you do it, you'll get better at it. Do this exercise in a calm, tranquil and relaxed environment, as this will help to impress these notions into your consciousness. Remember, notions are the design of what will manifest in your life. With a little preparation, you'll be able to move on to the next stage, which is feeling your notions. Feel as though these fresh notions, that foster what you truly want to create, have really been manifested. How does it feel to be a millionaire? How does it feel to have copiousness in your life? How does it feel to have more income than you are able to spend? How does it feel to give to other people? How does it feel to purchase something without having to view the price? Whenever you see yourself thinking or speaking a hindering belief about money, quit what you're doing. Return to the place in your mind where you call up one of your purposely created beliefs about revenue, and connect with it. The more you accomplish this, the more you'll train your brain to think in a fresh way. A way that heads to living an abundant and favorable life. Chapter 4, Intentions. Intention refers to what one plans to do or accomplish. Intention merely signifies a course of action that one aims to follow. It's my intention to take a holiday next month. So you may say your tending is charged with a mentality that directs itself toward achieving something intended into your life. Let's get into that. One day you awaken in the morning and you don't have any intentions. What would occur? Utterly nothing. You likely would stay in bed till you needed to eat something, or you might need to go to the bathroom. That means that some outer conditions, maybe the biologic procedures, which are, after all, bodily aims, get you moving. Without intention you'd never achieve anything, not even the merest task. You might not be cognizant of your intentions as you discover yourself getting up and out of bed automatically, as you wish or need to go to work. So a few of your intentions are going without you being cognizant of them. However, in this circumstance we're discussing deliberate intentions. You arise out of bed and you think and ponder what you'd like to achieve now. You consider your goals in life and intend to make them occur. Going through with your intentions is a really active process that provides your life a direction. By adjusting and realigning your intentions you'll accomplish your goals and accomplish your dreams. Is arranging a goal the same as holding an intention? They're similar, but not the same. You are able to arrange as many goals as you require, however. If you don't have an aim to accomplish any of them, they'll never occur. An intention is much more potent than merely setting a goal in life. Intentions will leave you accomplish any goal. A goal is a subject, it's something that's occurring in the future. An intention includes this and adds a driving power to it. This driving power is forever in the present and will determine the consequence of your action. How to arrive at potent intentions. We utilize intention to guide our attention in a fresh direction in order to produce a fresh or different truth. For instance, perhaps you'd like to alter your occupation. Most individuals begin with the intent of having a better occupation, as the old one isn't satisfying any longer. But, trouble might be brewing here already. If you go on from something you don't like to something you favor, you might deny your current state of affairs. In order to make successful intentions, it's crucial to deal with the current state of affairs first, while doing some analytical thinking about it. Over again, the key is to take full responsibility, and to comprehend that you're the only individual responsible for the current conditions. Eliminate any judgments of your current sight, till you are able to see it from a neutral position. There was a point in your life when it was the utter decision. Don't compare the here and now with your past. As you've since had fresh experiences and gained a more accomplished perspective that additional experience in this domain brings. This is a basic error in thinking. It's like a loophole in the brain. You jump from one timeline to another timeline, and then equate the two. This leads to fake conclusions. Leave the past behind, don't reinvent it. Creative thinking is never a response from the past, it's forever a creative act in the present. If you view your current spot without judgment, you're able to view and analyze your life history. Only from a neutral point of view may you make a potent fresh decision. This fresh decision will be based on calculated intent rather than reacting to circumstance. This is where choice and discretion come in. From the position of being neutral, you are able to ask yourself the accompanying questions. What do I enjoy about my current occupation? What do I wish to better in my next occupation? What would be the other occupation for me? What would I like to feel from my next occupation? What am I great at? In which regions is this occupation supporting me to live my full potentiality? Put down the answers to these inquiries, and begin to write out a couple of full sentences based upon your answers. Include all the positive details. Make these sentences as accurate as possible. An illustration statement may read something like this: my next occupation is energizing, it flows with me, makes me glad, and I'm able to learn and grow from it. When you're finished, read it aloud. If you've trouble saying the sentence, or even memorizing it, then it isn't ready. Merely take a couple moments and fine-tune it. Intentions are molded in your conscious mind, however, it's your subconscious mind that gets these commands and makes the essential opportunities in your life. Put differently, your conscious mind decides on this fresh opportunity, producing a fresh reality. Utilize only favorable words, include a time frame. Get rid of negations, be accurate. Here's an easy test. Don't consider a blue elephant. What occurred? You thought of the blue elephant, you might have even imagined it. The subconscious doesn't work analytically. It can't comprehend words like don't or not. It works largely in images, sounds, and aromas. You wish to avoid the utilization of any negative words in your intentions. Forever develop your intentions in such a way that they reverberate the outcome of what you'd like to produce. Illustration of how not to do it. I don't wish to have so much responsibility. More beneficial illustration: in my new occupation I feel comfy with my responsibilities. There's a difference between producing in your own universe and producing in the physical world. When you produce inside yourself there's no time affected, your consciousness is timeless. For instance, if you'd like to alter your attitude toward your boss, you don't have to set a time frame. You are able to merely make the intention, I value my boss, or I value my boss's points of view and impressions. It will work right away if there's no other notion or intention in its way. When you address the physical world, setting a time frame gets crucial. The physical world works inside time and space. If you construct a new home, first you've a plan, and then you move soil, put together wood, set up plumbing and move furniture till the home is done. It takes time and work. So if you make your intention but you exclude the time frame, your intention becomes in question. For instance, I'm working in my dream occupation. Well, you'd in all probability say immediately, I'm not. It sounds more like an affirmation than an intention. Include the time frame, and this illustration turns into, I'm working in my dream occupation, 6 months from now. Pay attention to any responses you have when you forge your intention. Your mind might interfere and tell you, no way, I'll never acquire this, or this is inconceivable. If you encounter these split-second judgments, forge your intentions differently, so that they feel more achievable. Occasionally you might want to break a huge intention into littler pieces. For instance, in 2 weeks I'm a millionaire, is an intention that might not work for most individuals. But, an intention like, daily I have more income to spend, might get you there sooner than you imagine. Chapter 5, Steps to Bringing Wealth. Let me kick off by admitting that I've been flat broke previously. I've had those times where I was altogether stressed about how I was going to pay the bills that were really past due. I've likewise had times where I've had more than adequate income to pay all my bills and purchase boats, autos and take big holidays. I've had both of the experiences in a matter of weeks. I'm going to explain, really simply, what I've done to return into alignment with producing more than enough revenue and more. Believe it, draw the line in the sand. Arrive at a choice. From this instant forward you'll draw in more revenue and produce a structure and habits that support a fresh and bettered level of wealth. You have to stand for this. You have to be thirsty for change. You have to trust you are able to do this. Even if you're frightened that this time won't be different from the other times, you've made this selection. You'll take a few actions now that won't let you slip out the back entrance on yourself. Take a bit of effort now to back yourself in the larger goal. What is it precisely that you wish to be different? If you wish more revenue to come in the door, how much and how frequently? Do you wish an additional 10,000 this year or monthly? Do you wish your business to gross an additional million or net an additional million? When? This month? This year? By next year? You have to decide, or it becomes one of those someday things. If an amount feels unreachable, then make it littler. If the amount you've selected feels too little and you'll still be wishing you had more revenue, then make it larger. Above all, whatever sum of money you're deciding to have, mean what you state. This is so easy, but this is where most individuals fall and the rest their efforts don't generate successful results. And one additional thing, it's nobody else's business what numbers you pick. Some individuals may judge your numbers as being too little or large based on their own life. As long as you feel firm about your selection and you're not wimping out on yourself, go on it. What will you spend the money on? Once more, this is your money and you have to be emotionally attached to it. Where is it going to go? If you're going to pay debts, arrive at a plan for how you'll accomplish it and then choose where the money will go when the debt is paid back. Now you've the origins of a plan. That was simple. If you're going to save income, how much and to where? You might have to do a little imagining and inquiry to perfect this step. If you wish to expand your business with some of this additional money, it might take you a little extra planning, but you'll be very energized. This exhilaration will help move you toward success. Now, clear up and put down how this is going to feel once achieved. I recognize to a few of you this step will sound like a waste. Don't skip over this step. You need to make this goal so real in your brain and heart that you run, not walk, to more riches. This step is essential in both technique and the law of attraction. Produce precise actions and habits that you'll apply beginning now to support this goal of more riches. You might only require a couple of actions. This isn't rocket science. For a few of you, it might merely be a matter of producing accountability. You already understand what to do. For a few of you, it might be about producing an entire new relationship with income. I know a couple of you need to quit your job or remove or add fresh team members. Yes, you might dread a few things on your list. But will you be glad once you do it? If the answer is yeah, keep it on your list. Dissect big actions into little steps so they're digestible. Inspired action. Many of you've heard this a million times, but you're still not applying it. Are you taking actions that feel great? Are they somebody else's shoulds, or are they really something you've selected to do? Your intuition is speaking to you. Are you hearing who's going to support you? Are you invested enough to see this goal through? Will you believe that you'll succeed even when you don't believe there are any signs of betterment over a long time period? Who's going to help you in a way that really works for you? Consistency is key. If you truly wish to have more money in your bank account and wallet, then print this out and follow the steps in the next 24 hours. This whole process might take as little as an hour or two. How passionate are you about becoming wealthy? It's not a matter of if you'll be more prosperous, but when. Wrapping up, let's bring everything together you've learned. Understand that fulfilling your ambitions is the purpose of your life. It's exercising your strengths and gifts to contribute to the better good of all. Understand that fulfilling your dreams is your fate. Never ever give anybody permission to take this potent force away from you. Decide what you wish in life. This might change during your life, so assess your goals and ambitions every few years. Align with your long-run goals and adapt your short-run goals. Understand your strengths, gifts, and talents. Likewise, understand your weak areas, exercise your strengths and acquire help from other people for your weak areas. Have you considered a mentor? Realize that you've unlimited attention. Decide where you wish to set your attention. Limit the regions where you waste your attention. Increase the areas where you wish results. Utilize your imagination. Imagine what it feels like to have accomplished your goals. Envisage what it feels like when you live your ambitions. Ponder your beliefs. Your beliefs produce reality. Substitute non-supporting beliefs with beliefs that confirm your goals and ambitions. Craft potent intentions that state your life ambitions. Comprehend that what you hold in your consciousness draws in like circumstances in your life. Please hit the subscribe button for the support of our channel and share our videos for more new upcoming content. We are very happy to create new ideas and review for everyone. God bless and happy listening.